I still remember the morning everything changed. I walked into the office early, like I always did, with my coffee warm in my hands and hope in my chest. I was proud of my work. I stayed late. I fixed problems others ignored. I believed effort always paid off. That day, my boss, Mr. Carlton, called a meeting. He smiled in a way that made my stomach twist. He showed a big presentation on the screen. It was my project. Every chart, every idea, every word came from months of my hard work. But my name was nowhere. He spoke like it was his creation. The team clapped. My face burned. I wanted to speak, but fear held me back. After the meeting, he called me into his office. He closed the door and told me the company was moving in a different direction. He said I was no longer needed. No warning. No thanks. Just like that, my job was gone. I walked out carrying a box of my things. I felt small and broken. But deep inside, something else was waking up. I did not know it yet, but this was not my ending. It was the start of who I was about to become. That night, I sat alone in my small apartment, staring at the walls. The silence felt heavy. I replayed everything in my head again and again. I thought about the long nights, the missed weekends, and the trust one gave so freely. I cried, not because I was weak, but because I cared. Losing my job hurt, but losing my belief in fairness hurt more. Friends texted me kind words, but none of them truly knew what it felt like. I opened my laptop and looked at my old files. There it was, my original project, saved with dates and notes. Proof of my work. I felt anger rise, then settle into something colder and stronger. I realized I had two choices. I could let this break me, or I could build something better. I remembered why I started this career in the first place. I loved solving problems. I loved creating things that mattered. That fire was still inside me. Before going to bed, I made a quiet promise to myself. I would not beg for justice. I would create my own future. And one day, the people who doubted me would see exactly who I was. The next few weeks were hard. I woke up early out of habit, then remembered I had nowhere to go. I sent out resumes and waited for replies that never came. Some days I felt hopeful. Other days I felt invisible. Still, I kept going. I took online courses to sharpen my skills. I read books about business and leadership. I wrote ideas in a notebook every night. One idea kept coming back to me. It was an improved version of the project my boss stole. I saw all the flaws he ignored and the ways it could grow. I started working on it from my kitchen table. I used my savings carefully, cutting costs wherever I could. Friends told me to be careful, to find a safe job first. I understood their worry, but something inside me refused to play small anymore. I wanted to build something honest. Something mine. As days turned into months, my fear slowly turned into focus. I was no longer thinking about what I lost. I was thinking about what I could create. I did not know how long it would take, but I believed in the work. For the first time since being fired, I felt alive again. I named my project Clear Path. The name reminded me why I started. I wanted simple solutions that helped real people. I built a small website and shared my idea with a few trusted contacts. Some ignored me. Some laughed politely. One person believed in me. Her name was Lena, an old coworker who had also left the company. She told me she always knew I was the real brain behind the work. Her support meant everything. We met for coffee and talked for hours. She gave feedback and honest advice. She also warned me that Mr. Carlton was already selling my stolen project to clients. That stung, but it also pushed me harder. I worked day and night, improving every detail. I made mistakes, fixed them, and learned fast. There were moments I wanted to quit, especially when money got tight. Still, I kept moving. I reminded myself that growth is never comfortable. When ClearPath finally had a work